Okay, so this week we learned that consumer spending is up, home prices are rising, but stocks are slumping and car sales are down. What are we supposed to make of all of this?
Well, there are a lot of mixed messages out there, but I do think that consumer number is really important, hasn't gotten enough attention. The biggest month of consumer spending since August of 2009, which is when the Cash for Clunkers program went into action. U.S. consumers are doing very well. They're certainly not spending at the mall, and we've seen that in retail stocks, but they're spending on durable goods, we're up a lot, and they're spending on homes. Home prices are almost back to their 2006 peak. So yeah, the stock market's had a rough couple of days, but it's still within 5% of its all-time high. I mean, I think we're in better shape than a lot of people think.
Right.
I have a feeling we might be getting to the end of a cycle of sort of stronger growth. Some of the good news to me doesn't look as good. I mean, the home price is rising. It's really interesting. They're within 4% of their 2006 peak. But housing affordability, which is basically comparing prices to people's income, is low. And a lot of that price increase in homes is actually being driven by a shortage of homes, new homes being built. The actual volume of homes being sold is relatively down. That's sort of a sign that younger families are still having a hard time getting started. They're having a hard time saving. So I see some clouds behind the silver lining.
U.S. new home sales, biggest month in 8 years, right?
That's not bad. That's pretty
want to
good.
buy. I mean, this whole idea that millennials aren't going to buy homes was always a crock. Now they're getting a little older, they're starting to have kids, and rental prices are going up too. So they're thinking, actually, maybe buying a house makes more sense. So the fact that home prices are rising and affordability is an issue, for sure, that is a concern. But we're going to get another unemployment number tomorrow, and the unemployment rate is going to be around 5%. Wages are up. They're not up a tremendous amount, but they're up. And again, there's a lot of people in this country who are hurting, but a lot of people in this country are doing okay right now.
Right. So let's talk about those jobs numbers. They come out tomorrow. Some people are saying they're actually going to be really bad. It's something like 125,000 jobs added, which would be a little bit of a disaster. Does this mean that the recovery is in trouble?
Well, look, any 1 month of numbers I wouldn't read too much into, whether it's really good or really bad, because those numbers, as we know, are subject to multiple revisions. And then 4 years later, they'll say, actually, it was 3 times more than you thought it was. I think the number's actually going to be better than feared tomorrow. In part, and this is my conspiracy theory mind working, President Obama was out on the stump this week talking about the economic recovery, taking a victory lap. I don't think he would do that if the BLS numbers are going to be weak tomorrow. And maybe that's the Jack Welch Chicago guy thing, but I just have a feeling they've been downplaying this number and it's going to come out, in the high 100s, maybe even with a 2 handle, 200 plus, and people are going to say, oh, everything's great again.
I think the bigger issue the job numbers are important, and I actually agree with Aaron, it's probably going to be better than expected. I'm still looking for wage growth to kind of catch up with job growth, and there have been encouraging numbers on that in the last couple of months, the last several months, but there's still something of a lag, and I think this is where sort of the middle class anxiety of, is my income keeping up with the growing price of housing, with the growing price of other essentials, food, medicine, healthcare, health insurance.
Right.
These are the areas where we're still
education.
college education, my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So guys, really quick, do you think the Fed is going to raise rates this month?
I think they're going to go ahead and do it. I think they should wait until after the Brexit vote, which is just a week later. Like, why not wait to see what happens? Because the polls in the UK are getting closer. And if that vote goes wrong, it could be a disaster for the markets at least. And I don't know why the Fed wouldn't hold on to some firepower ahead of that.
I agree with Aaron. It would make a little more sense to wait, and I think they probably ultimately will. But unless there's a disastrously bad economic number, that rate hike will come.
So you think they're going to wait? They're not going to move it next week?
That's right. I think they will wait until after the Brexit.
I think they go ahead and do it next week because they've conditioned the market that they're going to do it,
Right.
which is not the right reason, but I think that's why they'll do it.